Hey, I'm Brick, and welcome to another edition of the Sellers Stream. Hopefully they'll have a couple more sellers on later on. I was actually just in the middle of opening up Series 16 and inventory and et cetera, those, and going through. Topic of today was supposed to be how to take it from Bricklink to other places of sale. I'm going to try to stick with that, but as well I wanted to touch upon Series 16 minifigs and some things that I've just come upon which are strange. Like, for instance, I was going through and goes like, oh, penguin suit guy, there's no accessory in here except for the mini base plate. Why even open it? Probably got a better rotation, sealed, only to find out that the price difference between sealed and unsealed without base plate, it's making extra almost $2 selling it open without the base plate, which was just strange and surprising. So, one of those things you need to look at. Sorry, I've got multiple monitors, so I'm looking over here at the prices on things since I was talking about that. It's one of those things you want to make sure you pay attention to as you're parting out things, or if you do go and pick up figs and try to get sale on those. The turnaround is not as great on the figs, but you're hoping that it turns into something. That's one of the reasons why I've gone after them. It's yet to really come through fruition that the figs have really, on like a case basis, doubled or tripled or something like that you would see on a standard part out. So you're sort of you're taking chances when you go and dig deep into like a whole case or something like that of figs. Buying a case of figs is great if you're going to pull out one set for yourself and then try to turn them quickly. Best place for that's probably eBay. A lot of people end up sitting on figs for a really long period of time, though, because that's a technique that a lot of people use. It's very common for people to just go and grab one case, pull out what they want, pull out anything armable, and then be like, all right, rest of it for sale. Let me see what the 6-month AV or the available AV is for this, and they'll sell. And they will eventually. But like anything on Bricklink, you've got to be patient with everything, because you've got everybody else is trying to do the same thing too. That's one of the problems when you go and try to hop onto each and every possible bandwagon that's available. Take it from me, guys, I know sometimes you get stuck, and yeah, the whole everything sells eventually is partially true, but don't buy into too much of it. There's stuff that doesn't sell. You should know that going in. It's important to know. For instance, I don't know why people really even stock or sell instructions or boxes or anything like that, because yeah, somebody's into very serious defense of, oh, I sell 3 copies of that instruction, not 4 months ago of the 30 I parted out. So yeah, so you had to go and find those instructions, dig through them, find 3 that were in the best shape of the 30, because you didn't sell the whole lot, you sold 3 of them, so you want to make sure you give them the best ones. And then you talk about the shuffling around and all the rest, and instructions. There's not a whole big return on investment for instructions. And same with boxes, because people want their boxes to be pristine, which in a lot of cases means that you're just taking an empty box. You've already broken it down. You've got to break it back up into shape. You've got to stuff the inside stuff the outside, get everything all packaged, because if there's a single dent in the thing, they're going to call on it. And so you've got to really ask yourself, yeah, it will sell eventually, but do I want to deal with the hassle? Because it's a hassle, I'll be honest, to be able to do that stuff. There are people that will use boxes for other things like shipping. I've found in my experience that it doesn't come across, it doesn't go well. I've gotten orders that I think I've shown on a couple of haul videos where, you know, the bottom corner of the box blew out because it's just that very thin. It's the very thin box that, you know, we all love, because it's got Lego in it. But they don't ship well, man. They don't ship well. You end up over taping it, and then that ends up being annoying for the recipient, because they're like, I gotta cut through, I gotta find, you know, an X-Acto knife or something to open up this little BrickLink order. Like, this is a pain in the neck. Like, I ain't ordering from that guy again. So you've got to think of the full path of your actions when you're doing stuff. Yes, the boxes are great because they're lightweight. Yeah, it's neat to get a Lego box in the mail and stuff like that, and sort of profess your love of Lego to the world. But you've got to ask yourself, is it going to make it? Am I packaging what goes inside the box well enough so I don't get any shake, rattle, roll, and all that? You're honestly, the best bet for shipping is just going with bubble mailers. You know, go on to your decision of a portal as to your shopping preferences, but go and just stop by value mailers. They're basically everybody's favorite because they're the cheapest, and you don't get you know, craft bags with the sides blowing out, which means you can stuff them thick, which is good because stuff doesn't move. You shouldn't have a lot of play when you're shipping stuff. So I know a lot of people do use Lego boxes, and it is, you know, it is nice to be able to, you know, recycle, reduce, reuse, which we do in-house as well. But we take those, we just compost them on site. You know, they're vegetable dyes. They turn, they break down quickly, and the bees like them, or the bees like the byproduct of them. Blah 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 blah. So that's my my little thing on selling of instructions and selling of boxes, and then trying to add to the conversation in the chat as well. Yeah, Ralph saying the Sword of X-Zero. So let's go over to minifigs again, since they're sitting in front of me. Now, some people are saying, oh, Series 16, you know, there's no losers in this one. And there is. Tell you right off the bat, like Spy and Arabian Night, if there were any two that I were going to be looking to not get outside of my collection, would be those two. Not that the accessories that go with them, well, the accessory for the Arabian Nights pretty much garbage. But the accessory for the Spy, you get a black rope. You get a black backpack, which is good. It's nice to have that in that color. And you get some fanciful new hair, which looks like it was made for the Mission Impossible series. What's up, Willett? But there's 5 per box, as well as 5 per box for the Arabian Night. And if there's any 2 figs that aren't going to go up that much in value, it's those 2, in my opinion. My opinion only. After that, it would probably be the Rogue Cyborg. I'd stay with. I'd keep the Scallywag Pirate, just because I've seen how well the hairless pieces do. What's up, man? How you doing today?
Good, yourself?
Good. You have no video, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. I was just filling some airspace with talking about Series 16 and basically my take on it and the whole sales of if you should even bother to do instructions or box sales. Do you do boxes or instructions?
No, I throw both away. It's
So now I used to sell instructions, and that's where I get my experience for. It's more of a pain in the neck than worth it. Especially for the amount of or the poor reception that you get, because some people make an assumption that instructions that are sold on Bricklink are different than the ones that come in the Lego boxes. You know, they think that there's like a separate store you can go to and buy pristine, pressed, sealed, and you know, almost like they're rating instructions the same way you would baseball cards.
oh, I guess I should take that back. Like the creator sets, the big ones that are
The bigger instructions, I think most of us will hold on to, and I do the architecture as well.
okay. I haven't touched the architecture yet, so
They've got a nice black binding and stuff like that.
okay. Oh, what the hell?
Just trying to catch up with chat here. But so we were talking about how to get stuff from BrickLink to BrickOwl and other places as well. So I personally use BrickSync to get to synchronize between BrickLink and BrickOwl. You were setting that up last week. Did you have any luck with that?
I'm still having a little bit of issues. I've made it a little bit further, but I go so much each day. Once I start getting frustrated, I got to take a break. It's
So one of the questions in the comments is, what do you think is a reasonable amount to pay the BrickSync people if I use their software? And this is asked by a number of people, and it's a really good question because you want to keep developers interested in making products for you that will assist with your selling of Lego, because it's such a niche community. These guys are barely making any money to do it, if anything. If you go over a certain amount, you have to jump through hoops, which is good. I'm glad to see that they're adding that in there. But I think, honestly, if you use it every day, if it has helped you with selling $100 worth of stuff, if it helps you with $100 a month, then kick them a few bones, man. Kick them $10. Kick them $20. Let them know. Be like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. Any interest in doing this next? If you've got that type of thing.
I donated $10.
There's a number of different selling portals out there that are popping up. There's also one out there called Brick Scout, which is basically, you know, the German version of BrickOwl. Just new ones popping up left and right. But yeah, you should definitely, you know, pay your developers. Speaking on that, there's also Brickstackers and I have always wanted to find a way to synchronize our inventories between eBay and BrickLink, because we've always been very interested in just trying to sell new things in different places and see how they do. And I was talking to a guy who I work with, a friend of mine who does development, who's also a Lego fan, and I was asking him about how the difficulty level and stuff like that of getting something not only to sync between eBay and Bricklink, just on sales, but also to, you know, balance out the inventories, to, you know, basically become a full synchronization between them, including, you know, if you were to take it to the next level of having it almost be like a brick seller tool for eBay. You know, he said to me like, oh, it actually wouldn't be that difficult to create a program to synchronize stuff between Bricklink and eBay. Consider it in development. So that's kind of good.
Yeah.
That would mean you'd be able to synchronize stuff. Like if you were selling figs on Bricklink and figs on eBay, to pull them out of either store when a sale was made.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start trying to play around with eBay myself a little bit for some of these figs that I got sitting.
Yeah, the figs don't do as well as people think they do.
That's, you know.
So what have you been doing this week? Let you talk for a bit.
Not much. Listen, the weather changed and being my condition, I just it's more or less lay around the house, just sore more or less. It's hard for me to be up when the weather changes. And be real active.
Yeah.
So I haven't been doing a lot in the store here lately. Just pick a few orders when they come through and do the bare minimum.
Keep everything, keep the lights on.
So yeah,
there are some questions. Go ahead.
So my week's been kind of real boring.
We have family in town actually.
Oh, nice. Is it the family that you're looking at moving towards, or?
Yeah. I'm answering somebody was asking questions about the rules for the game that I'm currently running in my my brick stores.
Oh, yeah, that seems to be going pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think people enjoy the fact that they get to not only win something, but win something at the next level. So they can just watch. If they watch the videos, they're gonna get the numbers for what other people got, and you know, fill out their card and get a prize. And then as it progresses, I'm gonna let them start picking what the prizes are for each card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I'll offer like A, B, and C, and they'll pick. But yeah, I went through the trouble of like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start looking for penguin suit guy. I'm just gonna open them up instead of just opening them up. Went through the trouble, then started feeling out figs and going into the whole, well, this one, the devaluation of it versus, you know, other ones, and I probably have got a, you know, out of this last case here, a dozen or so figs pulled out that I did not deem worthy in the final box to retain, and all started just because I thought I'd be able to make penguin suit guy a more enjoyable experience for someone, but I'd like to make it a more enjoyable experience of them being able to open the blind bag themselves, but not when the blind bag is $1.50 cheaper than the open one.
Really?
Yeah. But you gotta check those prices sometimes, man. You'd be surprised. There's very few figs this round that have a higher value parted out than they do whole.
Okay.
So that's going to lead to less and less sellers actually parting out the figs. Because it would, I mean, you've got to get a considerable amount more on a parted out fig than you do on one that's whole. Because if you just part out the hair, like the good hair from somebody, you're left with at least 3 more pieces. So you've got to sell essentially 4 pieces of the 4 to make your money back. Why would you part it out when, if you just sell the whole fig, you make your money back?
Yeah.
But the 2 that I've seen that will do well parted out are going to be Spooky Dude and the Hitchhiker.
Oh, for the thumpers and that new backpack.
Yeah, that backpack, but also the fact that it's dark tan, spiky hair, which is a new shade, and a double-sided head, and a outdoorsy adventurous type jacket. So people who do role playing at home and actually play with their figs and dress them up and stuff like that. Yeah, they'd get outdoorsy type of torso, legs, etc.
Okay, got a question here. Do whole figs and sell accessories separate? I don't understand.
So when you part out a fig, you're taking it from selling it as a set, which is selling it with the accessories, the base plate, the instructions. Technically, you're supposed to sell the foil pack with it. But again, that's sort of just like shipping somebody your trash. Or some people will take the fig and separate it from the accessories. So for penguin suit guy, what you're doing is since there's no accessories in here except for the skates, which sell with the fig, because they're considered to be part of the fig, and the base plate. Hey, Howie. Not sure if Howie's working. Stuff's working or not, but like with the mariachi guy, you would have the guitar, or the serenader, you'd have the guitar to be sold as an accessory.
Yeah, I had a first-time buyer. He got the mariachi guy. And then he actually gave me a call with my business card. I have my phone number on it, asking, why didn't I get the guitar and the bass plate?
Yeah.
Explained to him. Very understanding. But yeah, it was his first order, first time using BrickLink. And
that's why a lot of sellers will put in the little extra bit that says, fig only, no accessories, or as seen in picture.
Correct. No, I had that in the listing on it. And
You even mentioned that beforehand. So it's just a matter of not reading. That's a shame.
But he was very understanding. He said, took a look back on the site on his order and saw that that's the way it was supposed to be sold. There it came, and kind of made me feel bad. He said, my kid opened this up and there's only the fig. But
it's a shame that Daddy doesn't know how to read. That'd be nice. Any other I gotta check to see what our man won. So Fu is saying that his orders have picked up quite a bit this week. How's everything doing for yours?
Real slow right now. It's, you kind of take a look through and adjust some things or figure some stuff out.
Still no video for Howie. Yeah, so there's other applications out there besides BrickSync to be able to synchronize things. I was hoping Doc would be able to join us, but it is football season. So, all right, we got video on Howie.
How's it going tonight, Howie?
Hey,
How's it going, sir?
having internet issues, so I may fall out.
All right, excellent. Well, not excellent, but we'll know why now. People are still heading up to New York City to pick up the sand green. That's funny. I finally got a relative in New York City who was able to pick some stuff up for me.
Ah, good.
That and I ordered like 10,000 1x3 tan plates.
Through Lego or?
Now, through somebody on Bricklink who had them for like a penny and a half each.
Any white ones?
What's that? Fu's saying only 12 days before the wall changes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gone for forever. They may have back stock. They might fill some of those pieces from that were in New York. Yeah, they might put them in the AFOL selected or whatever they're calling those 4 bins in stores that have more than 32 bins.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll change the fan favorite up.
I hope so. Anybody get an echo?
No?
Oh, it's coming through good for me.
All right, good.
So with the Lego Pick-a-Brick, are all stores the same across the nation, or is it different for the colors? Or how does that work?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. You've got 2 categories with, I guess you could just say over 32 bins and under 32 bins. Over 32 bins, you get the fan favorites. There's four dedicated slots. So, those are supposed to be carrying additional highly sought after items. We're currently seeing 1x1 brick and 1x2 plate in sand green, as well as 1x2 modified plate in dark bluish gray with a toe ball on the long end, basically the mixel joint, and then the 2x2 light bluish gray plate with a toe ball exception.
Okay.
So we got that going for us, which is good.
I actually might get lucky. I got some. My mom's heading down towards Minneapolis, so we might be able to get in on some of that sand green color.
Good.
It's
Everybody should try to get some of that. Be surprised though, not as much sale of those sand green elements as the other colors that are available.
okay.
Like everybody's going after the same green and ignoring everything else that's available in New York City, and it's everything else that actually is making the sales.
Flood the market a little bit.
Oh yeah, sand green's getting flooded on like at least 3 elements. It's expected though.
Yeah.
There's also bricks and pieces, or not bricks and pieces. Wall of Bricks. Sorry, Wall of Bricks, which is also another portal that you can buy Lego off of. That will link to your Brick Owl store, but they sort of have a thing where you can track what pieces are on the wall. You have to become a member there, log in, and you know it's nice to go and take a picture after you went shopping there. Just update it and help out your fellow AFOL, TFOL, KFOL communities.
Okay.
There's also a Facebook group that you can join. That some of the people, they post photos of what's on the wall in their area.
Oh, cool. What's that one called?
I'll look that up quick.
All right. Not a whole lot to talk about this week, though. Just getting the things taken care of, maintaining the million part line, just filling orders. It's picked up a lot for everybody, I'm assuming, because school is back in session. You seeing increases, Howie?
A little bit, but I'm so behind on having any basic brick. I've got to get my basic brick back up, get those levels back up.
You gotta stop stealing from your own stash.
I've done a little of that this week.
You gotta follow the 10 crack commandments, man. BR had asked me that in the past too. He's like, "Is there any rules you stick to for selling Lego on BrickLink and Brick Owl?" I was just like, "Yeah, just follow the 10 crack commandments."
What are those supposed to be then?
What's that?
What are those supposed to be then?
One of them is don't get high on your own supply, which Howie's just proved to be guilty of.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about. That's...
Here, I'll post a link of those.
It is the Lego Pick-a-Brick Wall Exchange.
That's on Facebook?
Yeah.
There we go.
Put it in the chat here too.
I got mine posted.
In the main
as well.
chat.
Yeah, that's another thing as far as these websites. You got to take a little bit of, got to understand that there's not, experts are not updating that. Most Lego sellers are not going to go and tell everybody who lives in their area what is for sale on the wall in the local store, because it will affect their sales. So you've got Lego enthusiasts, which may not know the part numbers as well or the IDs as well, updating that. So our man was saying, according to the website, the local store to me has 2x4 light bluish gray tile, and that's probably actually 2x4 light bluish gray brick.
Or you're going to check that color code and see when it was laminated.
Yeah, and it could be that slot hasn't been updated in like 4 years. Yeah, that's what Fu is saying as well.
Yeah, 2014.
Nobody who has the knowledge has the incentive to update it, except, this is the big exception that you should actually talk to your local home team with, your local Lego store. They have more of an incentive to update the wall of bricks than anyone else because of the AFOLs and TFOLs that know of that and check that and rely upon it for when new stuff arrives. I know that with the South Center store, the manager that used to be there, she updated the wall of bricks. She has now gone to the Bellevue store. So we'll find out if they both continue to be updated or if just one will. But that was nice, at least for my area. I was able to see that in Washington State. Yeah. Another thing is Pick a Brick case sale. Case sales kind of got ruined a little bit over a year ago when there was actually one Lego employee who was incredibly helpful, who knew that their store had about 40 extra cases that they were selling. This is during the $20 case sale, and they reached out to the internet community to just say, hey, does anybody want any of this? I've already talked to the store manager. The store manager is good with this. And, you know, we're going to help clean out the storage bin in the back. There was some TFOL that thought that there was something underhanded going on, and also they were upset that they weren't included in the communication because everybody's got their internet ego, and decided to call Lego. And they tried to get this Lego store employee fired and all this stuff. And it's quite humorous, and the Lego store employee, of course, is still an employee because they had not done anything wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if that helped spurn the whole ending of the $20 case sale from the Lego store. That's why you now see that mixed bin of crap. It's got like 6 different unwanted elements in it on your wall. Because somebody's internet ego got upset, and quite possibly they complained. But that'll also be very upsetting to the Lego professional builders out there, because that was a very easy way for them to get brick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's builders out there that don't want anybody to have touched their brick before they get it. And that was a way for them to get stuff in huge quantities. So I actually don't like the mixed bin because it takes forever to sort.
Yeah.
Always ask what's damaged in the back, but you should already know that. That's already something you should do at every store. What do you got, Howie? Help me out.
My local stores, as they change over the wall, they put their leftover stuff into mini bins, and they keep it behind the counter. It will let you go and peruse that and pick out of that for your cup.
Mine
if they got anything left over for previous.
Mine used to, but now they got to put it in the crappage one.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check yours again.
And there are stores as well that are moving away from damaged box sales because you know, people are idiots. 10% off for a damaged box, and then they use it for like a gift to a kid, and then the parent of who received it is upset because the box was messed up and wants to return it. Meanwhile, the kid's sitting there like, no, it's good. Who cares about the box? But then the Lego store's got to deal with it, and people don't like having to deal with it, and especially when they don't need to.
Oh, our local stores also got more of the Disney Castle in this past week.
Are either one of you guys going to touch that then, or that just a little too much to go for?
Yeah.
I'm not going
Back to buying.
I'm not going to part that thing out. Is it like 8,000 lots or something?
That's cool.
I don't understand. I'm still playing the game of, you know, like, ooh, I emptied half a drawer. Ooh, I emptied half a drawer. Like, what can I put in its place?
Yeah.
It's getting tight in here.
The only way I'd be able to touch that if I went to the bank to get a loan.
You're getting a loan?
No, if I was going to part out the Disney Castle, I'd have to.
Oh, yeah. They're selling them, though. They're selling them. I cannot wait to see somebody come back with a haul for like $30 from, you know, Goodwill, where it's the entire Disney Castle with 2 bags opened and the figs snatched out of them. You know, some parent that has gone out and bought Disney Castle for their son or daughter, and all their kid wanted was the special Mickey and Minnie and Tinker.
That's how I ended up getting my Simpsons house. I found it on Craigslist. Half the bags weren't even open, and the figs were still in there. I think they started building and just got sick of it. It was too much work for them.
There's,
Wanted to get rid of it again.
I think it's a parent frustration level. I think parents overestimate the building abilities of their kids, and they go out and they buy this amazing set, and kids not that into it, or not that into Lego, or just doesn't like to rise to the challenge, and parent starts building it, gets more and more upset, and then it just goes on sale.
Oh, another thing, when I was at the store, somebody brought back a castle unopened, and it was rattling. You could hear parts rattling in the box. And so the manager opened it, and there were 2 bags that weren't sealed.
Really?
Not torn, just unsealed.
So what happened?
They got an exchange out of it.
They actually let
I
him,
asked if they were gonna-
they gave him money for it.
Yeah. Because it still had they checked it still had the seals on it. Yeah, I asked if they were going to dump it into the wall.
A lot of gray.
I didn't know how many pick-a-brick cups I could fill out of that.
So does your manager of your store know about the whole cutting of the side of the box and
Yeah. Yeah, they took it back to the back to better examine it, take pictures, and
put the person's VIP information on under extremely close scrutiny?
yeah. What gets me is the people that go in and they buy the big sets like that. You know, the account, or do you want one? They say, no. It's like, want to jump over and hand them your card. I'll take the $350 worth of points.
Yeah. It's $17.50.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, not much else going on. It is quite an easy or gonna be. It's not gonna be a long show today. We're definitely not going over. I've got a lot of things on my mind as far as what I've got to do. So sorry, I'm a little preoccupied. Brick Owl actually outperformed BrickLink this weekend.
Nice.
Number-wise, it outperformed it 4-1.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
How many open carts you got?
Let's see. I did get one of those wonderful wall of bricks orders. That's why. 43 active carts.
Ah.
So did I tell you who's actually shopping in the store? Or is it
No,
pretty much have you order placed?
I wish it would tell me who has the active carts open.
Yeah.
If it told me who the active carts were, what they had in their cart, or anything like that, I'd be sending coupons to those people that had had their cart sitting there untouched for a while. But that's sort of that gets into the realm of
Tampering.
yeah.
So is
That'd
that,
also be good. You know what people are looking for.
Right. It's nice that the popular search terms were there, and the last 5 search terms were there. But I don't know. It's good. I know that in my store, people are looking at minifig heads, minifig torsos, and accessories, and 2x4s, and slopes, and plates, and bricks, and tiles. Pretty much the same thing I think they're looking for in everybody's store.
so with the 43 carts open, is that a guaranteed sale, or is that just...
Somebody's shopped in your store,
No.
thrown them into a cart, and that's it.
They're playing with their orders to get the best deal.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anybody else. Any other questions? Any other questions? Everybody been taking advantage of the 15% off City and Marvel figs over at Target?
No, I haven't been doing much shopping this week. It's...
I looked. Literally, they were out of the Captain America poly bags. Some of those.
So I went to the Toys R Us building event yesterday where they had the clock, and we got one clock, but we were missing a bunch of the pieces for it. And I had 5 of the poly bags in my hand for the Olaf on the beach build. And the woman just said, we're all out, but we're going to be giving these away in lieu of the special build. So that was kind of cool. They were just handing out the Olaf poly bags yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Our man's asking about parting out the Christmas train, and I wouldn't part out the holiday sets, but that's because I sit on so few sets. Those are ones that I think would appreciate, but at the same time, with Lego re-releasing the holiday sets, it's no longer a horse you can bet on. There is a way to put the power functions in the new holiday train, but doesn't come with it. But most Lego trains, I don't think, had power in them originally. If you go back, even the Horizon Express didn't come with power functions. They had a power functions version of it. They've always made the trains so that power functions could fit in them. Even the latest, the City Center, it had the orange commuter train, didn't come with power functions in it. But they did make it so that you could put it in there. But they also made it that you could turn that into a monorail set. So I wouldn't expect power functions to be in there, and I don't think a lot of AFOLs do after a certain time period because they already have those parts and pieces. And why do I want to spend another $30 or more on a train set to give me parts and pieces that I already have?
Right.
And also, you got to remember that holiday train set thing, man. That's for kids to play with, and they would tear that motor apart if it wasn't being powered by just doing this with it. I think that's it. Anybody else got anything else?
Well, I got a confession.
All right, shoot. Brick confession.
I left 13 $25 Raptor Rampages on the shelf today.
Did you
I
hide them
30 was
someplace
enough.
at the store?
It's the same store I've been picking them up at. They keep pulling them out from somewhere. They had 7 left when I was there 2 weeks ago, and today they had 13.
You should go down there with $250.
I was hoping they'd drop the price
$300.
again when I went back. They had the mystery machine for 25.
Not as iconic as I thought it was going to be. I'll probably part out those sets that I'm sitting on for the mystery machine.
Yeah, I picked up one of those just because I've never got one.
Yeah, it's a cool little set. It's a great little bit. It's a fun little build and stuff like that, and it's a really good representational model of it. A couple bricks difference, and you can actually have Scooby sit up in front or near the front. But
yeah,
it's not as it didn't catch on with as many people as I thought it would. Probably because it was just us old guys that dug it.
All right. That's one set that I thought was really going to be good. Well, that whole theme. But like you said,
You never know what's going to happen with these sub themes that only are going to have a onesie run, as to how that they'll do in the aftermarket and how the figs will do in the aftermarket.
yeah.
Somebody was saying that the were the name of those? They had a series that only ran for a very short period of time. I know that Speed Racer did terribly. The Airbender series, that Airbender series, those figs are actually becoming collectorish items now, but I think that's because we only had 2 sets in the entire run.
I'm actually going back and buying the cars of those now. Our,
from
Bricks and Minifigure store.
Oh, geez, yeah. Had I known that that minifig torso with the monkey with the headphones was going to grow so much in value, I would have never used it in Big D's Sig Fig.
Yeah.
My kids' Sig Figs, the original versions of them are like $30-$40 now. Because they both have the bee hats that go for $10, $12, $15 each. All right, I'm calling it. Got Howie. Check them out at howiestuff.com on Bricklink and Brick Owl. Got Brick Willet.
Or Yo.
What's that?
Or YoHowie.com.
Or YoHowie.com. Have Brick Willet, who's on Bricklink and Brick Owl. Check him out on brickwillet.com. And then, of course, myself, I'm Big B Brick, and you can check me on bigbbricks.com. But feel free to visit on Bricklink or Brick Owl. That's it. That's all. Thanks for joining.